Let's go to Capitol Hill. Joining us now, House Minority Whip, Congressman Eric Cantor. Congressman, it's good to have you on the show.
Eric, always good to have you here. Got a lot to talk about. Let's start with General Petraeus. Is he a good choice to replace Stan McChrystal?
Absolutely. I think he was the choice for the president to make. Comes with obviously a lot of track record. People of this country believe in David Petraeus, and obviously he's got a tough job ahead. And you know, this whole incident arose obviously out of a lot of frustration on the part of the General McChrystal and his staff. And a lot of questions that need to be answered going forward.
No, but you agree, though. I mean, most people around this table, almost all the military men and women I've spoken with over the past couple of days said McChrystal had to be fired. You have a chain of command, and you have to follow that command. You agree with the president's decision, do you not, to have him step down?
Absolutely. I think anytime you have a general like that step outside the chain of command, that is a serious incident. The president really had no choice. We have
Jack Jacobs with us. Colonel Jacobs has a question.
Hey, Mr. Cantor, yesterday after McChrystal was fired, Senator McCain was part of a press conference in which he said that this was going to be the fastest confirmation in Senate history. And it dawned on me that this is probably going to devolve. It may devolve into a very thorough examination of what the objectives are in Afghanistan in the first place. Do you think that's going to happen, and how's that going to run out?
No, I think it's already started. I know in both houses of Congress right now we're talking about the war supplemental. The majority's having difficulty moving that forward, obviously with some detractors on their side. The question is really what's going on the ground. What is the plan here? Obviously you have this date certain that's sitting out there for withdrawal that the Taliban has already made some statements about that would indicate they're just waiting for us to leave. So it's a very difficult position for General Petraeus to try and deal with. He is the one to do so, but certainly there are a lot of questions that I think many of us want to ask.
Congressman Cantor, this is Joe Klein. You call it a date certain, but it isn't really a date certain, is it? It's the beginning of a transition, and Petraeus has said to me that he agreed to it with the understanding that troops weren't going to be coming out of the main battle areas in the south and east, Kandahar, etc., in July 2011, but that would be a transition from the more peaceful areas in the north and west. Aside from this date certain business, which is really a red herring, do you have any other questions about the Afghan policy? Do you think we should send more troops there?
Well, listen, Joe, I mean, I think that these are all questions that need to be asked. There's certainly some questions surrounding the rules of engagement that our military is operating under in Afghanistan, and whether that is giving the general enough in terms of tools to execute the mission that we have set them to do. And so that there are.
Do you think Stan McChrystal's rules of engagement are too restrictive? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think that there are certainly some questions. Obviously, there was frustration that caused a general like McChrystal to step outside the chain of command and his staff to do so as well, with some frustration. So I think the American people are looking to General Petraeus to address the situation, and certainly he is the one that can bring the confidence of the people to the table and try and do this.
Eric, you and obviously a lot of your Republican allies on Capitol Hill are hoping to take over control of the United States House. And to that end, it seems to me the smart move would be to make someone step down who apologized to BP. I know that you were one of the first ones to call Joe Barton in and take him to the proverbial woodshed. But why is Joe Barton being allowed to keep his job when Joe Barton apologized to a corporation that is destroying my hometown's economy and destroying the environment across the Gulf Coast?
Joe, listen, Joe Barton's not the issue. You know,
well,
Joe Barton apologized.
He kind of is, though. If he's the most powerful Republican right now on the Hill when it comes to energy, he is the issue, isn't he?
No, he's not. I mean, some people want to make Joe Barton the issue when the issue, as you say, are the beaches in Pensacola and the economy that is being battered and the environmental disaster of epic proportions in the Gulf. That's the issue. And how do we stop this gushing of oil? That's the issue, not Joe Barton. Joe Barton was wrong. I said he was wrong on this network. work. He apologized. I spoke with him. You know, we've got to go forward and try and address the issue.
But that is a mindset, though, Eric, and you know it is. I know you have to defend Joe, but I know at the same time you also know this hurts the Republican Party. It hurts the Republican brand because Joe Barton is the issue, because Joe Barton is the most powerful Republican on Capitol Hill when it comes to energy policy, and that shows his mindset, does it not?
Listen, Joe Barton apologized. He said he was wrong. I said he was wrong. If you look at it, and you know, you were here, that the Energy and Commerce Committee, as the House is under control of the majority and Speaker Pelosi and Leader Hoyer. They're in charge of these things. We're asking the questions that need to be asked to try and deliver some help to the people in the Gulf to try and address the situation.
With Eric, and I press you respectfully here, but it was a written statement. You and I both know that sometimes you get tired, sometimes you say stupid things. I speak, of course, of myself. I say it every day. And you're like, oh, God, I shouldn't have said that, and you kick yourself. Joe Barton sitting here reading a statement, I apologize to BP.
A poor choice of words.
And he's calling it a poor choice of words. That was a calculated statement that shows a troubling mindset, and I know you agree with me. You just can't say it.
Joe, listen, if the standard for resignation is a YouTube moment or an inappropriate statement, wouldn't you think the Vice President will be handing in his letters twice a week? I mean, come on.
Wait.
It was a written statement. He wrote it down. You got to admit, Joe Biden usually says things off the top of his head and like that. But this was a written statement.
This was prepared.
To me, you know.
Go ahead, let Eric answer. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Derek.
Listen, Joe Barton is not the issue, Joe. You know that. A lot of people want to make it the issue because for whatever reason, because there's no answers right now coming from the Gulf.
Well, you don't think he's going to be the issue with the people that you are getting to run for Congress because you believe Republicans can put this country on the right track? You don't think it's going to be an issue in their campaigns? You know Joe Barton will be the issue this fall.
Joe Barton has said he was wrong. He actually stepped before our conference, the entire conference yesterday, and he said this. He said, if a Texan can be humble, I apologize. I was wrong. Okay? I mean, I think he has said it.
But Congressman, right after that, I mean, to me, the most amazing thing about this is that Joe Barton tweets. And right after that...
This was unbelievable. Look at Eric. Hold on. Stop for a second. Let's just look at Eric. Because you know what poor Eric's thinking? He's thinking this jackass has hurt the Republican Party. I'm out here defending him, and then the dumbass goes out and tweets. So talk about this tweet. Talk about this tweet,
He
Joe.
undercut his apology. I mean, this guy just can't get to I'm sorry.
Joe, tell him he can't tweet for the next 6 months.
No tweeting. That's what I did to Joe.
Or ever again, for that matter.
Yeah, Eric, go ahead. I'm sorry, but you got to admit that was stupid to go ahead and tweet after the apology. Joe Barton was right.
I don't even think he knew the tweet went out. I mean, let's call it how it is.
He went temporarily insane.
You mean it was
hey, hold on, by the way, let me just say, and put Eric's face up on the camera. Buchanan always talks about political athletes.
Yes.
Guys that go out and have to fight the good fight when they're running straight uphill with barbells on their back. Well, this guy, Eric, is doing a great job despite the fact he is having to carry Joe Barton's hulking mass up a mountain. Come on, Eric. Eric, good luck in the future with Joe Barton.
Power of 1,000 infidels.
Yeah, no, seriously, thank you for being with us, Eric. I know tough times. We wanted to get to the president's poll numbers, but maybe we'll do that next time. Thanks for being with us.
Take care.
I would say a pleasure.